Come here. I have a question for you. When we're interacting with other people, are we looking at who they are or are we looking at who we are? Hello, beautifully inspired humans. Welcome to my channel. I'm Desiree, and in this video, I want to share with you guys a very interesting concept I came across a few months ago. So I came across this concept of living in a reflected reality, or a world of mirrors as I like to put it, when I was watching a series called Missing Links on Gaia TV by Greg Braden. Now, if you're not familiar with Gaia or Gaia TV, it's kind of like an esoteric Netflix, which covers a bunch of esoteric topics. So if that interests you, the link is below. Make sure to check it out. But anyway, in this video, I want to talk about the episode of Reflected Reality where Greg Braden brilliantly bridges together this notion that we do live in a reflected reality and how we can become more aware of some of the things that are being reflected back to us. So before we move on, there are two important foundational concepts that we must become aware of in order for this concept of a reflected reality to make sense. The first foundational concept is that everything physical and non-physical is connected. So I was inspired to make this video and you were inspired to watch this video, which brings me to the next foundational concept, and that's nothing happens by chance. In short, everything is perfectly connected. So what is perception anyway? Perception is just our perspective or our worldview that is compilations of belief systems that we have adopted from our experiences in our life. Everything that you are perceiving, you are creating. You are creating this through your thoughts, your intuitive feelings, your emotions, and your conscious and your unconscious awareness. You can think of your eyes as a movie reel, and everything that you're seeing is the movie screen, a 3D movie screen, kind of like virtual reality. Pretty cool concepts, right? But this concept of a reflected mirror or reflected reality is not really as simple as it seems. To really understand why certain things are being reflected back to us, we must become aware of our surroundings. Now, this is our home, our work, our car, even objects that we're exposed to, people we're exposed to, and even animals. So think about it. When you're happy and you're in a good place in life, you don't really question why things are happening the way they are. But whenever bad things happen in our lives or we find ourselves in difficult circumstances, we begin to question, why is this happening to me? So to understand why we find ourselves in difficult circumstances or why certain things happen to us, we can look at the three types of mirrors that Greg Braden describes in this episode. The first mirror is the mirror of the present moment. This is the most basic mirror, as it just describes that you are who you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of angry people, naturally you will become angry. Remember, everything is connected. Or if you're angry and then another person becomes angry, they're also reflecting back to you your emotional state. Or more abstractly, you can think about when you're having car problems, or say if your car breaks down. You can reflect that back to yourself and ask yourself, are you on the verge of a mental or an emotional breakdown? And who knows, maybe this car problem was just enough to set you off. Are you making the connection yet? Good. Pretty basic, right? But that's not always the case. So we go into mirror number 2, the mirror of judgment. So say you're around a person that lies a lot, and you know that you don't lie and you're a very honest person. So whenever you're around this person that lies a lot, you become very irritated and you don't want to be around them. Well, they're not really reflecting back to you that you are a liar. However, they are reflecting back to you your judgment of them being a liar. When you have this awareness that you're being too judgmental of other people, there are two things that you can do. You can get away from that person and not really associate with them, or you can internalize this judgment and try to accept the other person for who they are. Either way, this situation or this person is reflecting back an aspect of yourself. So the third mirror is the deepest of mirrors, and this is the mirror of compromise. For example, sometimes when we're in relationships, whether they're platonic or intimate or family relationships, we tend to give a part of ourselves or compromise a part of ourselves just to maintain the peace. If you do this too much in a relationship, you'll begin to feel burned out, or you'll feel emotionally drained. This is a mirror showing you that you need to take time and to focus on yourself. This sounds obvious, but it's not quite so obvious. So think about this. Have you ever been magnetically drawn to somebody and you don't know why? Or you feel like you met a person and that it was just kind of fate or destiny? This circumstance falls under the mirror of compromise. So if you find yourself in this situation, or you're thinking back to when you were in this situation, there's a very specific question that you have to ask yourself. And that question's this: what is it that I see in this person that I lost, given away, or had taken from me? I'll repeat that. What is it that I see in this person that I lost, given away, or have had taken from me? Once you have discovered what it is that you found in this person, you can then reclaim it for yourself internally. It's very important that you don't look for this other person to fill that void within yourself. So sometimes you see this in relationships where people look for the other person to make them happy because they can't find that happiness within themselves. And naturally, the relationship ends up falling apart or it becomes a mess. So it's important that you do the internal work and find what you have discovered that you're missing and reclaim that for yourself. This will naturally help any relationship that you're in. As humans, we look for others to complete us. We look for others to fill us, to come together as one, to come together as a whole. Naturally, we are drawn to people who are different than us and that have something that we desire. This is why we have the terms like other halves or twin flames. And who knows, maybe you were magnetically drawn to this person for a very specific reason. Maybe this is your twin flame, maybe not. I don't know. Comment below and tell me what you think. So until next time, guys, bye.